Hey guys, what's going on? How's your week? How's your day? How's everything going for you? Oh. No, I'm just way too happy. But yeah, spreading it, guys. Spreading it. But yeah, most importantly, hey y'all. Today, I thought, you know what? Let my viewers get to know me. So I thought of interesting facts about myself, and because it's exam season, I know bare mans are like stressing out, whether it's like, oh no, if you're like doing your first exams, like your GCSEs or like A levels, or even if you're in uni, or even if you're like doing dissertations or whatever, and you're like bare stressed about like your coursework or whatever. I thought I'd like give tips from myself of like how to cope with like stress when it comes to like exams or coursework. But most importantly, I thought about facts about moi. So first weird fact. First weird fact. I used to, oh my god, whenever I like ate as a child, so if I was eating like a packet of crisps or whatever, I used to like hum whenever I chewed, so I'd be like, and yeah, like my family used to get so annoyed with me and they used to just smack me to like stop, like just like whack me. But yeah, standard. Also, I have like 5 middle names, as weird as it sounds. I think, to be honest, like my grandparents and my parents got way too gassed when they were naming me. I don't know what they thought I was, if they thought I was a baby or whatever, because normally babies are not meant to have that many names. But yeah, I have 5 middle names. And yeah, they are, oh god, obviously my name's Aisha, for those that don't know, Angela, Adetokunbo, Tafadzwa, Iyabu, and I don't really like this one, Ebake. Why am I named after a back? Like why? But thank you, Father. We love you, man. What else is weird about me? I was a conehead baby, so basically, my mom struggled to push me out, so I was sucked out with a tube. So I came out with a cone head. So that's why I don't have any baby pictures from when I was born. I wish I could show you guys, but my mom said she couldn't take any because my head was, as she quotes, unacceptable. And oh yeah, and for those of you that do not know me, if you know me by my laugh. Like, my laugh is shocking. Like, I don't know, I've tried to change it over the years because it's just so bad. Like, I just get, like, I can't even do it now because nothing's funny, but I wish I could show you my laugh. Don't worry, one of these days, one of my vlogs, you will hear my disgusting laugh. It's actually shocking. But yeah, fun facts about me. Now getting down to the serious stuff. Serious stuff. I'm the one, yeah. Okay, now coping with like exam stress. First, like the first thing y'all need to do, you just need to breathe. Like, honestly, just take it one step at a time. Like, yes, your exams or your course or whatever, it could add up to like a major percentage of like your final year, or it could be like really important, or for those in year 13, like it depends on like your uni offers, so to you it's like a life or death situation. But if you just breathe and take your time, plan yourself out, you'll be fine. So like, first I'd breathe. Easy step. I think we all know how to breathe. Obviously not like that, but yeah. And then like, just write down a list. So like with me, obviously there's times in like everyone's lives where you're gonna have so much things going on. Like, you have to plan out your revision, but some people may have a job at the same time, or like, let's say if you have like plans out with friends and it's like a birthday or whatever, I'd write down a list, like, because when you write it out and actually see what you got to do, then it's easier to actually plan it out. Whereas if you just think, okay, I can just go with the flow, like in my head, it's not going to work. Because you can have too many things to process in your head, and man, like, give your head a break, like, write it down. Also, what I say to people is, think of it as temporary. Like, okay, yes, at this moment in time, for, I don't know, a month, hardcore revision, but just think it's only for a month, and then afterwards you have the whole of summer to do what you like. So really just think it's all temporary, because if you like stress out about it too much and just think, oh, I have so much to, like, which one's better? Just thinking it's temporary for like 1 month, and then you have like, what, I don't know, some people, like, if you're still in school, 6 weeks, or if you're in uni, I don't know, 2 months to 3 months worth of summertime to relax. all you have to spend is that 1 month to do work. It's not that deep. And at the end of the day, once you've done it, and if you feel like you've put all your effort inside, like into your revision, you get that good feeling into yourself. Like, the worst thing is when you walk into an exam and you know what, you didn't plan yourself, you didn't revise as much as you could have, and you regret it. Regret is the worst thing ever. So honestly, just get it done. Stop complaining. Just plan yourself. Also, you have to remember, like, your friend's revision technique is completely different to yours. Like, yes, it's great to listen to advice from other people because it's great to try out different methods. Like, me personally, when it came to like revision, I didn't really know my technique until like year 13. Like year 12, I was testing everything. Like, I didn't know whether I was someone that could just write things out. Like, some people like writing things out 100 of times and it sticks inside their head. Or like, another thing I tried was listening to my notes. So I used to record my notes, and I actually did that for a bit in Sem 1 at uni. But yeah, I used to record my notes and listen to them, like if I was on the tube or if I wake up in the morning or whatever. What else did I try? As you can see on my wall. Another thing I tried was like sticking up posters. The reason why I like that is because I feel like if I first see things in the morning, when I wake up or whatever, I feel like it sticks freshly in my head. But like I said, that's me, and so everyone's revision technique is different. It's good to listen to advice, but like what one friend does is different to another. And you know what, an example I have of that is, there was always that one person in school or whatever, or uni, that was like, they would legit leave it to a couple of days before the exam, and then they could just bang out for like 3 days, and then boom, they've like gotten an A star or like gotten the first. Like, there are some people like that, and sadly, that's life. But obviously, if you know that that's not you, like you can't easily cram, then start early. So like, what I'm basically trying to say is, start when it's best for you. You need to think yourself how long it takes you to process information, because we're all different. So like I said, find your right technique, like, and start at the right time for you. Also, take a break. Like, if you know, like, there's some days when you're revising and legit you can read through the word 100 times and you'll forget it within like a couple of seconds. Take a break. You can't like stress yourself too much, or you can't work for too many hours on end. Like, you need to take breaks within your revision. So like, one thing I discovered, I think I only discovered it this year, but I'll like work for 25 minutes and then take a 5 minutes break. And then if I've been doing the 25 minutes for like a good amount of time, then it'll eventually lead to like half an hour break between, so I can like eat or whatever. But yeah, you need to take a break to like clear your mind. You can't stress yourself out too much, because if you cram too much, especially when your brain's not taking in information, you're just going to be wasting time, because none of the information is going to be going into your head, so there's like no point. And that's just going to stress you out even more, because you're going to think, oh my god, I've wasted all this time, nothing's gone into my head, I can't learn anything, blah blah blah. Yes, you can. You just need to take a break. Also, with the whole discovering your revision method thing, like, okay, so I've said you could listen to recordings, you can put it up on your wall like myself, you could write out 100 things. One thing I discovered as well during this year at uni was using this website called Quizlet. So it's where you like make your own flashcards. I especially found it useful in uni because for my course, like, we don't get given past papers or anything, so it's like I create my own questions and then I'm putting myself in that exam situation. Basically, the key to like overcome exams is to practice being in the exam situation, because how I could do it in questions outside of the exam situation, you always do better outside of an exam room than you will in the exam room. Like, it's always, because sometimes like when you walk into the exam room, you get stressed, you start to blank out, whatever. Whereas when you're just in a relaxed, normal environment and you're doing those questions, like, you'll be able to answer them better. So the best way to overcome that is to practice being in that exam situation. So do questions under timed conditions, like do it in a quiet environment. There's no point of doing it in a loud environment, because that's not, you know, a practice of what you're going to experience on that day. Like, you need to practice it. That's the purpose of overcoming it. Also, like, for some people, they may find it useful to revise from textbooks or whatever. Me personally, textbooks drain the life out of my energy. They bore me to death. I can't stand it. Like, if you gave me a textbook, even at school, whatever, I never touched a textbook, because me personally, I'll read the first sentence and it will just bore me to death. Like, I just couldn't. For me personally, I love using online sources and I love watching videos. Like, oh my God, watching videos is so much more interesting than reading a textbook. That's just how I personally learn. Because at the end of the day, you want to do something that's like going to interest you. If you know that you're going to read a textbook and nothing's going in your head, don't do it. Like, there's so many other resources out there. You don't have to just stick to like the common principle. Like, I remember when I used to revise and my mum used to be like, oh, where's your textbook? It's like, I don't revise from a textbook. So yeah, whatever's best for you, basically. Also sleep, like, bruh. Like, obviously all-nighters are fun and all, but you need to sleep. Like, you can't, how do I explain? Okay, for me, personally, I'm going to relate to myself again. Okay, so when I started revising for my Sem 1 exams, so this was quite like over Christmas time. Okay, yes, I did revise late at night, but I also did get the hours of sleep that I required. Like, it doesn't matter about what time of day you revise. That's obviously like your preference. Like, me personally, I like revising either late at night or during the daytime. Late at night because not many people are awake, so I'm less likely to get like distracted. And during the day, I don't know why, I like seeing natural light. I don't know, I'm just weird like that, but that's just me personally. But afterwards, I was still getting that sleep. If you think like living off caffeine and doing late nights are gonna be the one for you, that's fair. If that works for you, that works for you. But that doesn't work for everyone. Like, some people need that sleep. Like, the last thing you want is you cramming in all that sleep, and especially if you're someone that needs that sleep so much, then you walk into the exam room and you can't even think straight because you're tired. Like, you're just gonna be pissed off the whole time at yourself for doing that. But yeah. And lastly, if you're like still in school kind of thing, the only thing that I'd recommend really is bang out your past papers. Like, I miss the days of having past papers. Like, bro, making all these questions and stuff is a bit long, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, just bang out every single past paper. That's literally all I did during like A-levels and GCSE. But yeah, most importantly, when it comes to revision and exam stress, take it one step at a time. And another thing that I always did, like whenever it came towards exams, there was this Bible verse that legit I just recite it all the time whenever I'm doing any exam. And 2 Corinthians 15 verse 7, but as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. And listening to that scripture, or like reciting it, and me listening to it every day, it just gave me that motivation. But yeah, don't stress for your exams. You'll all be fine. Like, even though you may not believe in God, for some of you watching this, God's got your back. You've got this. So another tip I just wanted to add is when you take your breaks, like, things I could advise for that is like go for a walk, chill with friends, you know, just get something, or eat. Just even eating food. Oh, eating food's so good. But yeah, just eat or something. Just do something that's different from the work that you just did. Me personally, during my breaks, I like to just chill with friends. And also another thing is, like, for some people it works if you revise with music. So for me personally, I love listening to my music. Like, you would never expect it. I am living against the stereotype every day. But I listen to like house music when I revise. So like, it's just so bouncy. It just gets me going. And another tip as well, when you're trying to learn things, so I use things like mnemonics, things related to things that I'll see like on a day-to-day basis or whatever. Yeah, mnemonics are really helpful. Or like if it's like a list of things, I always look at like the first letter. So for example, as random as this is, like 4 ways of passive transport. So like all your convection, osmosis, diffusion, and electrochemical flux. So I remember all of them as code. So the CODE. And then that's how I remember it. So like code, oh, I know it's to do with passive transport. But yeah, just things like that are helpful for revision as well. But yeah, most importantly, I hope you guys liked the vid. Get ready for more. But yeah, I hope that really helped you. But most importantly, just relax, breathe. You got this.